Hello everyone. This is a video demonstration for the assignment for our subject scalable services. The group members for this assignment are Vivek Pandita, Satya Hariharan S, Jagana Balasain, Sushma Shishta Dulam. The assignment which we have been assigned is to create a microservice based application and show the communication with these microservices. For the same, we have attempted to create a library book management system which helps us in doing the various features. The core features which we have tried to implement in this application is register the users, which means signing up the users. Then we can add or remove the books in our system. We can view the books. Then we can search for books. We can look for the book details, and then we can place the order for various books from this system. In order to provide the basic functionality of the application, we have created four microservices in order to implement all these features. These four microservices are: the first one is user register user service. The main task of this microservice is to signing up the user, handling all the things which are related to the user profile. Next is book service. This microservice helps us in adding the books into the system, modifying the books in the system, fetching the book details from the system. The third microservice is order service. This microservice helps us in placing the orders from the application. This helps us in modifying the orders. And the last one is customer service. This is an entry point for microservice is the entry point for the customer for accessing our application. So through this microservice, customer can go look for the books and then can place the order. So before deep diving into the demo, let's first take a look at the flow diagram for the application. So as you can see into the flow diagram, we have four microservices. Each microservice has its own separate database, and then there is API, common API gateway, and then there is a client. So for client, for accessing these microservices, for now we will be using the Postman. Regarding microservices, all the microservices which we have developed is implemented using Spring Boot. And if we talk about databases, for some of the microservices we are using MySQL database, and for some we are using H2 database. Additionally, we have also configured a Eureka server in order to monitor the services which we have deployed. So let's jump to the deployment page for the Eureka server. So as you can see here, let me refresh this. So we can see there are four instances running. One is for book service, one is for customer service, one is for order service, and one is for user register service. So all these four services are running as part of our application. Now let's deep dive into the demo part to see the various functionalities which we have tried to implement. So I opened the Postman through which we will try to access everything. The first feature which we will look at it is signing up the user. So I have already pasted the data for a user. Let me modify it. The James email ID GG. Let me modify the contact number. Let me update the username for the same. So let me push send. So as you can see, I got a response: sign up successful for Victor Games with user ID 3. Uh, so a user has got signed up, Victor James. Additionally, there are validations which are also implemented, like somehow if some user does not push the username, which is a mandatory field, so it will not implement the functionality. So as you can see, it says sign up failed. We haven't implemented in details to show the exact validation error, but yes, validation happens. So additionally, in order to see whether this user has got updated in our database, we have API to get all the system users. There are already some users which we have implemented, added into the database. So as you can see, there are so many, and then the one which we added recently is Victor James with 3. So let me try to add another one so that we can at least take a look and verify whether it is going to the database or not. Michael Philip MP. Uh, let's change the address to US MICHLP. Let's change password to PUID, and let's hit the API. So sign up successful for Michael Phillip with user ID 5. So let me go to the previous API. As you can see, previously there was no 5 here. Let me try to hit this API again. So as you can see now, ID 5 Michael Phillip has been added into the database. We have masked the password so that it is user can no one can see the confidential details for a user. So this is first part which is implementing the user details. Next API which we implemented is adding the books. Again, I have kept a basic uh, template ready. Let me change the book name. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Author is Robert G. Let me change the publisher to Penguin Works. Price is suppose 240 and publication year is 2005. Send. As you can see, this book has been added into our system with ID2. And let me try to fetch this particular. Already I think there was one ID book with ID1, Humming Nature. And let me now try to fetch this book which we recently created, Rich Dad Poor Dad. Now it is available for visible. Next is getting all the books. So this API helps us in fetching all the books. So let me hit the send. So as you can see, Humming Nature is book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Harry Potter and Philosopher's Stone, Chambers of Secret, Prisoner of Azkaban, Song of Ice and Fire. So all the books which are there in the database right now, those we can fetch from this API, get all books, book slash list. Now we can also search a particular book into our system. Suppose book which has API book slash search name slash AZ. Let me change it to like I have a book name Harry Potter and Chambers of Secrets. So I will just write Chambers. So as I hit this, as you can see, Harry Potter Chambers of Secret. Now in order to see whether it can fetch multiple books or not, so I will write Harry. So it will fetch all the books which has a title named Harry. So you can see Harry Potter, Philosopher's Stone, Chambers of Secret, Prisoner of Azkaban. These all three books have come. Next important API which we implemented is placing the order. So as you before placing the order, let me try to fetch the orders for a particular user. I already have a user with ID 9991. So as you can see, for now this user does not have any orders placed. So now this is the body for creating a placing an order. So I have created the user this 9911. Order status is confirmed, payment status cash on delivery. This is the address. So book ID I have pushed, like already it's written 8001 8002. Actually, let me add another book inside this. Any book which we have recently created, maybe this book we created recently with ID2. So I will add this also in this ID2. So let me copy this part. So book with ID2 will order quantity 10. So this is the bare minimum payload for creating an order. Let me push send. So now we can see order has been created with, we have got the response, like we have ordered Harry Potter book 1, Harry Potter Chamber of Secret with quantity 4, and the third one is Dead Poor Dad with quantity 10. And we can also get all the other details related to the order. Let me actually see this response from the fetch orders for user. Previously, as we can see, there was no orders for the particular user. Now let me again hit the API. Now we can see we have got the order. So we have got the order ID with all the books which user has placed with the total price and the quantity. What is the total order price? We can see 3600 placed on. We then order status is there, which is confirmed. Payment method is cash on delivery, and this is the shipping address. So these are the core functionalities which we have tried to implement as part of the application.